March 26th. Start with the roll call.
Commissioner Tonelli,
Here.
Commissioner Levinson,
Here.
Commissioner Polito,
Here.
Commissioner Lugers,
Here.
Chair Lane.
Here.
All right, all members present.
All right, very good. Thank you. And then the item number 2 is a public comment section. And public comment section is for anyone who would like to talk about something that's not on the agenda. That way sometimes we get an update on things that happened or other items that could be of interest. So anyone interested in coming up and speaking on that items that aren't on the agenda? All right, nobody in the room, and there's nobody online that has anything, right? Okay, good. So I'll go ahead and close off the item number 2. Then on item number 3 is the but we just go ahead, come on in. We just called for comments for items that aren't on the agenda. Did you have anything? Okay, good. All right, so the public hearing portion is we have 2 items on that, and we'll do the same process on each. So I'll just go over the process so everybody's on the same page. We'll start with an overview from staff, and then we'll have questions from the commission to staff members, and then we'll go ahead and open it up for presentations or comments from the public, and then we'll start always with the applicant or representative of the applicant. And then we'll go ahead and questions from the commission if that's appropriate. And we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for discussion and action as appropriate. And we'll do that on every item. If somebody else comes in, I'll explain that to them again so that they'll have the same procedure so they won't walk in and go, what's going on? All right, with that, then we'll go with the request of a tree protection zone exception for the rear addition and remodel of an existing residence at 5 Colado Way. So let's go ahead and start with the overview, and you're going to have a little intro.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Chair Lane. Town Planner Brittany Bendix. I wanted to introduce you all tonight to Jerry Martin. This is his first time presenting to the Atherton Planning Commission. He's been with Atherton and M Group, our firm, for almost a year. Prior to that, he was with the city of Campbell and the city of Pacifica with some internships. So he's now fully fledged assistant planner working on some of our projects that you'll be seeing at the Planning Commission. So
All right.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Welcome. All right, welcome, Jerry. And this is a really tough commission, so I hope you're ready. All right.
Yes. Nice to meet you all. I'm trying to share the screen right now. Just bear with me just a minute.
Thanks. No problem. Got some help over here too. I didn't see the agenda, the minutes from the last meeting are going to come up next time because they weren't ready at this time, correct? All right. And make sure that all the staff is highlighted in those meetings. There we go. Super. Might want to go full screen so that
Yeah, we're trying to do that.
Maybe there's a little bit of a lag. Hold on.
Exit. Lower this bar and zoom in.
there you go. Okay, that'll
Okay, we'll do it like this.
okay.
Thank you, Brittany, for the introduction. So I'm Assistant Planner Jerry Martin. I'm here to present the item for 5 Colado Way, a tree protection zone exception. So to begin with, I'd just like to preface it with that staff does recommend that the Planning Commission approve the tree protection zone exception for.
Back away from the mic just a touch. That way, there you go.
Okay. For 160-inch coast redwood at 5.5 times the diameter of the breast height of the tree. So a little bit of background on 5 Colado Way. It's approximately an acre lot. It's an R1A zoning district. Lot width of 167 feet, length of 280 feet, and mostly rectangular in shape, making it a typical R1A lot. The lots adjacent to it are also typical rectangular R1A lots, including the ones behind it, a little bit more square, but it's a general R1A neighborhood. It's located on Collado Way, which is a short spur off of Alameda de las Pulgas in the southern part of the town. And the topography is generally flat. There we go. So a little bit of a project description. Existing on the property is a 3,118-foot main residence with an outdoor patio. There's a pool house, and athletic court on the property. And what's being proposed, in the fall of last year, an application was submitted to construct a new detached ADU to fully remodel the main residence and to expand the rear of the main residence 763 square feet in two portions, which you see there outlined in red. The one in question is the upper portion, which is encroaching on the tree protection zone of that 60-inch coast redwood. I'll add that also the detached ADU has already been fully approved by building and planning, and the remodel and addition has been approved otherwise, besides Sally, which is the purpose that we're here today. So the exception request is to go 5.5 times the diameter of breast height to the 60-inch coast redwood tree, which you see pictured there at the bottom. It's, I don't know if you can kind of see, but it's in the center, but it's the left tree in the center. And here in the graphic shown, you can see the critical root zone. It doesn't encroach into that. It just goes into 5.5 times the diameter. So the applicant rationale for this project is one, with the current addition in the rear, they're able to extend the roof ridge and maintain the architectural style, and that the shape of the existing main residence is just expanding. It doesn't change. Redesigning or including the expansion in a different area would create more corners and alter the shape of the existing residence. And the second point is the redesign at this part of the process would be quite costly, which is something the applicant pointed out. So additions elsewhere to the lower part could restrict natural light coming into the family room and master bedroom, and also restrict access to the yard from the master bedroom. But most importantly, if they did an alternative to the upper part, it would further encroach into the TPZ of that tree and potentially the TPZ of other nearby trees. So Sally isn't here today, but she did write a memo about this TPZ, and she also recommends approval. And her points being that the project arborist characterized the tree as healthy. Sally characterized that redwoods have a good tolerance of construction impacts. The project arborist noted that only up to 5% of roots will be impacted by construction, and that this is a minor addition. It doesn't pose a significant threat to the tree. Additionally, Sally concurs with the applicant rationale that this is the optimal location for an addition. Again, reiterating planning staff's position is we concur with Sally and the applicant that we recommend the Planning Commission approve the tree protection zone for this addition up to the 60-inch coast redwood at 5.5 times the diameter of breast height.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of staff? All right, good. I'll go ahead and open up the public comment section for the applicant or representative on this one. Go ahead and introduce yourself. This mic on. Okay, is it? Okay, I know. We can hear you. It's for the recording for people who might watch it later. Put that mic. Yeah.
Oh,
And put it in front, put it in front. of you. There you go. Perfect. That'll do it.
all right. Hello. Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Thank you, Jerry. full report on the project. I am Wayne Lin, the Studio Lin Architecture, the architect on record for this project. As Jerry mentioned, that, you know, we are expanding towards the back, adding onto the house, but any other general location would encroach further into the TZ of more redwood trees along the upper or left side of the property. Anywhere else down below would take up more yard space and ultimately block where the family room enters the yard. So ideally, the optimal location for this extension, the architecture features, you know, single ridge line coming across all the way to the back. No significant architectural changes to the project, but just hoping to have this 5.5 TPZ zone.
Okay, great. Any questions? Thank you. Anyone else here to speak on that end? Okay, go ahead and close the public comment and bring it back to the commission for discussion as action, in action. Pretty straightforward, right? Nothing stands out on this one. And the fact that Sally looked at it, percent of impact is small.
When I drove by, it didn't seem like the neighbors would
yeah,
have any issue.
no,
with
that's
the,
true.
Fits in.
This is very straightforward, except I visited the site today. You aware that they've already trenched for the foundation?
Yes, I'm aware they've started some work. Sally was out there about a week or so ago to verify the tree protection fencing is correctly done per the and everything.
Isn't that a little unusual for Sally to tell them to go ahead when we haven't approved the variance?
I guess, so you observed digging already at the front of the property?
No,
Okay,
this is the bedroom addition.
okay.
I walked back there.
Yes, digging should not have started without approval of this
there-
body.
There are severed roots. They don't look to me like they were clean cut. And they were cut over, he said the trench was dug over the guy that was there a week ago. No burlap or anything, which is a normal requirement. Seems like every week we get, or every meeting, we get somebody that jumps the gun on construction.
Yeah, do you know anything about that?
I was there today to look at another part of it, but yes, I did see that they've started to dig for the foundation for the ADU and to start the interior demolition.
Okay, well, that's on the corner of that we're trying to approve or not approve tonight. So that's premature. That happened before it should have. Should have been
So-
approved before you dig.
Right, they've started to do interior demolition of the place.
So
I didn't
it's,
walk over.
if they're doing work within the ADU area, the
No.
ADUs, okay, just because the ADUs are not protected under the Heritage Tree Ordinance. But we can certainly send somebody out tomorrow and verify if there were roots that were cut inappropriately, then there would be
Remedy.
remedy for that.
Okay. All right. That's the only thing, is it?
And if it actually, building on that, if there were then any changes to what is potentially approved tonight, we could bring it back to the planning commission for further consideration.
Right.
Well, I think they had to stop because when they got down there, there were 9 million pipes. So now they're going to backed up probably for appropriate plumbing outfit to come rearrange them, but be surprised if that trenching was not done according to the normal procedures that Sally puts forth. I don't know, but I'm
Well, we
concerned
can-
about it.
So this is the first time I've heard of it. This is certainly something that Sally would take seriously. You've seen her bring projects
Right.
before you that have done work beyond what was approved or what
Right.
she had conditioned an approval. So therefore, if there's anything beyond the remedies that we have to work with in the code or the conditions and extent to work that she's recommended approval herein, that would have to come back, or if it did come back, we would certainly let you know that, the the work witnessed by Commissioner Polito had a negative ramification and led to being back before the planning commission.
Right. Would we need to do anything with the motion to that effect?
No.
Okay. All right.
I think I think it brings into question, looking at Sally's report, and as I've always said, a kind of an implicit trust in her. But in my experience, it's rare that she issues 11 requirements for an excavation job. I mean, there's been several before, but 11 seem to stand out to me. So Bob's observation brings into question, making sure all of these requirements are followed, because some of them are pretty detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I was kind of going over this, I was like, wow, I mean, how do we keep track of this with the requirements that she's enlisted here?
I mean, some of that is there to make sure that if work does exceed what is approved, we have something to look back at as a violation of a condition and then pursue a remedy thereafter.
Okay. All right. Well, the important thing for now is make sure it's done properly as per plan, and to make sure that Sally's on board with it, because she was interested in making sure it was done to make it as smooth as possible for you. But if it wasn't, it's not a good thing. And it's not the first time we've had some incidents of people jumping the gun recently. And it's if you go back to the January or the December meeting, you'll find out that it wasn't a good thing that day. So
Yeah.
just make sure that that you get on the same page as Sally quickly.
For added clarification, there should not be any building permits issued to do work within the bounds of this approval until at least 10 days after a decision is made here, because there is an appeal window. So frequently when you approve something, we wait 10 days to issue the permit just on the, in the event that somebody appeals the project. We're
Right.
legally required to do that.
So if there is already some trenching going on, that would just stop
Yes.
immediately right now.
Within this area, yes. So
Okay.
we will send somebody out.
They
tomorrow.
could work except for the tree protection zone, but not in the
Correct.
tree protection zone area. So you want to make sure that is the case.
I'll let the contract.
Okay, great. Yeah, because they're just doing it expeditiously for what they think the outcome is, and not within context of this approval.
I do know that Sally did meet with the owner out on site 2 weeks ago I think it was a Wednesday at 10. Wednesday at 10 a.m. because I have another standing meeting. But they were out there to look at the fencing that was in place. At that point, Sally said everything looks fine. What happened afterwards, I'm not.
Right.
At that point, all the fencing was in.
Okay, well, let's
Chair Lane, we also have our code enforcement officer, Lisa Marie, on the Zoom call, who's raised her hand
okay.
and would like to comment.
All right, let me
The fencing around the trees up, the guy that showed me around was very proud of the fencing. But
it's the trenching that we got actually.
I would just like to piggyback on what Chair Lane was saying, that your timing's pretty bad as far as getting any leniency for any indiscretions, because of a couple of events that have happened over the past 2 or 3 months
Yeah.
with people jumping the gun or doing things they should not be doing and then asking for forgiveness later. So just to let you know, give you the heads up that
Getting tougher to do
we're
that.
hoping to monitor things a little bit more closely, and we're not going to be as lenient because people seem to be taking advantage of some of the previous rulings.
Right.
And if in fact this guy is right and the trench was dug over a week ago, and it looked to me like it was because it's dry, there was no sign of any water or anything. Where's the burlap? That's item number 5. So somebody needs to get on.
Yeah. All right, and we had somebody online too who was it?
Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie. Okay, Lisa Marie, did you have something?
Yes, thank you for including me in this. Lisa Marie Daly, Code Enforcement Officer for the town of Atherton. I just wanted to point out that in addition to the TPZ Tree Protection Zone exception that we're looking at tonight, there are two non-issued building permits from September of 2024, and that is for that alternate main residence and for the ADU, neither of which is issued. So I just believe I heard the person at the podium state that they've started demo inside and on the property. This is not allowed to be done. There should be no work being done on that property at all until the permits are issued by the building department. So Chair Lane, to your comment, there is to be no work done on that property, and this will constitute as a verbal stop work order until those permits are issued. There shall be no work done on the property. I did make a comment to Council Chambers from Michael that I will be in contact with the building department tomorrow morning for that portion of this. I know it's not related to the decision that you're making tonight, but I just want to make that clear for the record that whatever work has been done on the property could constitute double fees as well as other penalties for this, because there has been no permission given by the town to go forward on either of those permits, as well as Brittany said, for the 10 days after this decision is rendered for the trees. So with Sally's absence for the rest of this week, I can go in her place to take those photos with the building department and then communicate with the contractor or the applicant for these permits and try to ascertain whatever we can, for what has already been done and whatnot, and then get that information for her and she can review it when she gets back. But there should be no work done whatsoever on that property right now. There are no issued permits for it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Lisa.
Commission, what you could do is also in lieu of approving the project tonight, given that it is somewhat straightforward and otherwise characteristic of something that you could grant, you could continue this item until April's meeting.
Yeah, so here's the deal. There's gonna be follow-up on this, and you just happen to hit the wrong time to be doing this, all right? So it's important that you understand that if we were to approve this today, it would be a favor just to keep it going so you didn't have 2 weeks after the April meeting, all right? But it would also be that everything has to be done properly going forward. All right, so
I appreciate it.
the things that have been done improperly, if they have been done improperly, when I was there, it looked like construction was going on. There was a construction guy there, but there was all fence up, so I couldn't see in very well. So I didn't get to walk on the property like Bob did. But you've got to make sure that, one of the things we've had happen before is somebody says, well, I'm the architect, I didn't do that. And the contractor said, well, nobody told me to stop. And then the owner says, well, nobody told me what the rules were. And so we're getting for the last 4 or 5 times, that's the way it's gone. And so we ratcheted up dramatically the follow-up on that, and also the impact in terms of how much the process would slow down. So if we were to approve it tonight, you've got to know that it was in spite of the fact that we would normally just say, wait a minute, let's look at this in, I don't know, July, so just be aware that if we approve it, it's got to be done right from this point on. And I'm saying that I don't know if you're responsible for that, but you've got to tell somebody who is, just stop.
Of course, yes. I will. I appreciate what you're doing for this, and I will relay all this to the contractor and to have him pull out for the duration until the permit is issued, and then for him to then bring his guys back.
Okay, all right, good. And yeah, a building permit would be a nice touch. Okay,
The contractor should know that.
yeah. All right, thank you. Let me close the public hearing.
Thank you.
I'll technically open to close the public hearing right then. All right, thank you for the follow-up. All right, so I'll leave it to the commission to do. Bob, do you?
I'd make a motion.
Okay, let's do that.
I move that the planning commission approve the TPZ exception permit at 5 Colado Way for the reasons described in the draft tree protection zone exception permit certificate. Categorically exempt the project from the provisions of CEQA AMC Section 1532.100, sequel Section 15304, minor alterations to land.
All right, I need a second.
Second.
Moved and second. We can, since we're all here, we can do all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One
Aye.
quick question. Is
Yeah.
that language sufficient in the motion for everything that we've been talking about? Okay.
All right, all those in
Yes.
favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? None. Abstain? None. All right, so then we have us all covered there. All right, thank you again. And Elisa Marie, thank you for your follow-up and your double
Yes,
duty.
thank you.
So we'll tell your contractor he can go work on his other projects for a while. All right. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, the next item is a request for a heritage tree removal and a tree protection zone exception at 37 and 53 Euclid Avenue. This is an item that we've seen before and denied it. And so it's being brought back and working with Sally to come up with a plan that would be good for the site. All right. So the procedure will do the same. We'll start with the staff overview, followed by commissions and questions of staff, followed by opening the public comment section. With that, I'll go ahead and Brittany, is this one yours?
Yeah, I'm taking this one tonight.
right.
Thank you. So our recommendation for tonight, after working with the applicant, especially the applicant and Sally, and we are joined tonight with the staff arborist, or sorry, the project arborist. Staff is recommending that the Planning Commission approve the heritage tree removal of one 19-inch coast redwood and grant tree protection zone exceptions for 3 coast redwoods that have diameters of 19, 26, and 21 inches. Just as a reminder, this property 37 and 53 Euclid Avenue is really 2 adjacent lots under 1 common ownership. It's in the R1A zoning districts, total of approximately 2 acres, generally flat, developed with a single family home, pool and pool house, and they are seeking to add a parking pad that accommodates approximately 4 vehicles. The previous proposal that you saw last August requested up to 3 tree removals. I think one of them was acceptable at staff level, and then also requested for 3 tree exceptions to the tree protection zone. This request was denied by the Planning Commission, and the minutes that I have attached in the staff report really showed how there was some recommendations to reconfigure the parking pad to reduce the impacts to the trees. So you'll see in this next slide, the parking pad pivots. At this point, it's only removing 1 tree that requires Planning Commission approval. That's tree number 1. Tree number 3 has a lean to it. And so Sally was able to determine that that was a dangerous situation and approve that at the staff level. And then it needs 3 exceptions for trees number 2, 8, and 5. What I've done here is tree 8 is kind of new to the situation, where tree number 4 up in the top right-hand corner, that was subject to an exception in the previous request. The town arborist recommendation is based on the fact that the applicant has looked at 3 other locations on site in consultation with the staff, the town arborist, that this is the best location with the least amount of impact to heritage trees on site. There is a proposed retaining wall that Sally felt was the best option for tree number 2, as it's already in a raised planting bed. The proposed parking pad is on grade, so no grading will actually occur within 8 times the TPZ zone. There's also a project arborist that will be on site during construction activities, and no roots over 2 inches will need to be cut. So the only kind of difference between what the applicant is agreeing to and what the town arborist recommendation is that there should be a 36-inch box replacement tree. There are a large number of trees on site, but Sally felt that there could be a tree accommodated in the public right-of-way as an alternative if they couldn't find a location on site. So that requirement is currently included in the list of conditions that are before you. If you choose to remove it, you'll just need to amend the conditions of approval accordingly.
Okay.
So that
Well,
concludes our presentation.
Any questions, staff? All right, good. Then I'll go ahead and open up public comment section and have hear from the applicant or representative. A mad rush to the microphone.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I want to thank you for the opportunity to come before you, having sat in your position and along several years in Burlingame. So I know that brevity is of the order, definitely. I'd be pleased to answer any questions. I'm the registered forester that concerned about the trees,
Just for the record, what's your name?
Ralph Osterling.
Okay, good.
And as I believe I said, I'd be pleased to answer any questions. I look forward to your approval.
Any questions? All that good planning commission training worked out. Okay, thank you. All right. This one's, I like the way this was modified. It could actually have been done that way before because it's kind of.
Right. That's what I'm looking
Sally
at.
was recommending before, but it's good. You know, I can go or not go with the 30-inch tree replacement to give the number of trees that there are and other tree issues that might be coming up in town.
Yeah,
But-
that seems to me to be, I mean, the place is spectacular in terms of trees it's got and the way they're taken care of. It makes Muir Woods look thinly wooded.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's,
I don't know where he's going
Couldn't
to
even
put a
see in,
30.
there were so many
yeah,
trees,
yeah.
yeah.
It
I mean,
goes
you
back.
mentioned the public right of way, but I didn't scout the area, but I think it's kind of necessary myself.
Yeah, I kind of am that way too. I mean, the thing about it is that I- we're really diligent about not taking down trees. And so Sally rightly, when you take down a tree, you want to replace a tree. And the nuance of that is that, you know, we're over treed from a safety standpoint and other areas sometimes. So, you know, I don't want to not take Sally's recommendation, but I also don't know that we need one tree.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. 100.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah,
I mean-
and a 36-inch tree is a pretty big tree to start with. So. All right, Paul, where are you on that?
I'm in agreement with all of that. That was said. I mean, it's like you said, heavily wooded. I appreciate the effort in changing the plan and making the modifications to be able to make the changes to the approval request to over what it was a few months back.
Right, and that redwood tree will probably be big in a while.
Right.
All right. So with that,
I'll make it.
okay, good.
I move that the planning commission approve the request for a heritage tree removal and tree protection zone exceptions to construct a parking pad that results of one coast redwood, tree protection zone of 3 coast redwood, 37 and 53 Split Avenue, categorically exempt the project vision of the CEQA under AMC section 15.2.100 and CEQA section 1534 alterations to land. We need
Second.
something in there about the tree as well.
Yes, can you add that you are recommending it without the tree replacement?
So we're recommending that without the tree.
Very good. And second.
I'll second that.
All right, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Abstained? None? You're off and running.
Yep,
Very
motion
good.
passes.
Thank you.
Thanks for changing the plan.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
And thanks for getting approval before you started work. That's a nice touch too. Thank you. All right. Item number 4, staff reports. What do you?
I have a few.
Yeah, you think?
So at last week's city council meeting, they had the second reading for the very minor very minor text amendment to the zoning code for the housing element revisions. We were already able to submit the housing element text revisions to the state, so we'll follow up with the code revision. That was just to expressly state ministerial approval in lieu of staff approved. So that's done. The housing element package is now back with HCD and we're waiting for comments on that. In light of being in a place where we're waiting for comments on the housing element from HCD, the city manager is holding off on moving forward with another study session with the planning commission and city council to discuss the inclusionary housing ordinance.
Okay.
It seems like it would be best to just hold off on publicly discussing housing strategy while we are under review again by HCD. So at prior meetings, I had indicated that I thought we would have another study session in April. It's probably looking more like May at this point.
Okay.
And another thing that happened at last week's city council meeting is there was discussion on the town's policies relative to raising and keeping chickens. The council has deferred that decision-making back to the planning commission.
What was the problem with that? I mean, I was there for the first time.
The high-level background.
If you want to fill the room, let's put chickens on the agenda.
Lisa Marie has been following this very closely and will be helping me moving forward on it. But to give you just kind of a high level overview of what's happened, there was a portion of the planning or of the city's municipal code that addressed the keeping of animals. That was at some point inadvertently deleted. We then got a complaint relative to chickens or roosters. I don't remember the exact details. And there was an effort at the city council level to just put that old ordinance back in. Well, at the city council, that then led to discussions about, well, how many chickens, what should
Deja
the
vu all over
setbacks
again.
be? Should it just be I keep saying kitchens instead of chickens. That speaks to my land use background, right?
But people
How many
want
chickens
geese
should
now?
you be allowed to have?
But we went through all that to get the approval of the.
So it's
agenda.
going to come back with some robust public outreach to get a sense of how many people in the town are interested in keeping
that's cool.
chickens.
Well, there were the
If
first
there
time.
are potentially any other types of animals that we should be thinking about. And I will be working with Lisa Marie on a public outreach strategy to then bring it back likely as a study session first with the planning
If it wasn't
commission.
exciting enough coming up with a housing plan to bring your chickens back.
Put chickens in there.
I mean, it was 6 meetings filled when the first time, not 6, there were 4 meetings
All
filled.
on chickens?
All on
Mhm.
chickens, all
Yep.
on chickens. Paul was here for that.
I
wasn't he?
was.
Yeah, and we'd explicitly said no roosters. That was
The
explicitly.
noise, yeah.
And there was a number, we gave a number, and I think it was actually cut by the city council. I think we did 18 and they said 12 or something like that. And, yeah, but it was there, and people came here, you would not believe how many people love chickens. I mean, you would not believe, and with the cost of eggs now, I bet the people are gonna want
Yeah.
30 chickens. So,
I think that's part of the reason that they want us to revisit it is it's not just about how many chickens, but is there a sustainability lens that we should be considering? Is there an economic consideration that should be taken into account?
$1 per chicken or something.
Well, not in terms of $1 per chicken, but kind of a resourcefulness for individuals to have that opportunity. So we'll be kind of
That's what
vetting
we
that.
did
publicly.
look at that last time too, but it'll be fun to see it again.
I will
Pictures.
look forward to
Just a minute,
catching
but-
up on all of
Just when
those
you thought you were
hearings.
done.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we have good notes on the previous, all these meetings? And as well as the.
We have video too, right, somewhere?
For the previous discussions by the city council, yes.
And also for the
But
planning
part of the
commission.
charge is also going, I think there was so much public interest at the meetings. The part of the charge is to go and have greater public discourse
Okay,
that they've even had there.
Discourse
come
is a good
back.
word.
Yes. Well, it's not housing, it's chickens. So, at least we're transitioning out of one category into another.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
Nobody's balked at the idea, huh?
That's the gist of my report.
Oh. All right, that's it, huh? All right, good. Any, next item is the commission reports. Anything going on there? I've got a quick 85 slide of my trip to Disneyland. All right, and so with that, then we just need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Or there's a
Second.
it's a second. All right.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're out of here.